Are you finally sick of iMovie? And are you trying to decide between Final Cut Pro and Adobe Premiere? Then look no further. So you know in this channel I'm all about keeping things simple and to the point. So if you're about to click away from this video, just know this. Final Cut Pro is user-friendly and Adobe Premiere is all about customization, baby. Now that you know that, let's break it down. Obviously, Final Cut Pro is off the table if you aren't a Mac user. But if you've already sold your soul to the Apple enterprise, Final Cut Pro could be for you. Final Cut Pro is extremely easy to use and very user-friendly. It also has super fast rendering, which can save you some time and possibly your sanity. Software users have developed an incredibly useful FAQ database, and personally, I've never had any questions I couldn't get answered using this tool. Even though Final Cut Pro is used by professionals, it's also perfect for the first-time user. To be honest, Adobe Premiere has a pretty steep learning curve. When I started using it, I'd already been editing for around 2 years, and I had trouble picking it up at first. But once you get used to the technicalities of Adobe Premiere, you'll reap the benefits of insane customization abilities. Adobe is great for fine-tuning aspects of editing and quite honestly just offers more advanced tools. It allows you to save different interfaces and create your own keyboard shortcuts, which I personally have found pretty useful. Now, let's talk money. The price advantage here really depends on your level of commitment. If you're willing to commit long-term, paying the one-time fee of $300 for Final Cut Pro could be the move. Adobe, on the other hand, offers a subscription of $20.99 a month, which, let's be honest, is $21 a month, or $240 for the year. Now, when it comes to visual effects, Premiere Pro also reigns supreme. There's a lot more options that you can do, and when paired with After Effects, you can come up with a very sleek-looking video. On the other hand, Final Cut Pro does have a lot of these options. You just have to download plugins to use them. But when you can use them, they're a lot easier to use and faster to use. Now when it comes to media storage, Final Cut Pro can be a little clunky. Mostly because when you store things, it all shows up in one field and you have to go through a lot of extra steps to get them organized in the way that you want. And a tip I do to do this is by clicking F, which favorites the video, and then you have all the clips that you favorite in one area that you can go to, and that makes it easier to work with, but it's still not that great. Now, Adobe Premiere, on the other hand, does do a lot better job of organizing these files in what they call bins, which makes it very seamless to access and use. This can be hard to understand and use initially, and I personally had a lot of problems with it, but once you get the hang of it, it's very useful. Now, I know it seems like I've said a lot of negatives about Final Cut Pro, but overall, their positives have a lot of weight to them. For example, their rendering saves you a lot of time, and this comes from a lot of personal experience. I can't tell you how long I've waited for rendering in Adobe Premiere as opposed to Final Cut. Additionally, the speed with which you can edit and the ease of editing is just unbeatable when it comes to being a beginner in this field, and it's a lot harder to catch on with Adobe Premiere. Now, if you want to really get into filmmaking, I would suggest Adobe Premiere, mostly because you have so many different options and ways you can customize your workflow. Additionally, you can just make better videos overall. In fact, it's become the industry standard for a lot of indie filmmakers. So I know I loaded you guys with a lot of information, but if I'm going to sum everything up, it's going to be that if you're a beginner and you know you're not going to get really into filmmaking, you should use, or at least start with, Final Cut Pro. Now, if you really intend on making filmmaking and video editing a career, then I would highly suggest investing your time in learning Adobe Premiere. It might be more difficult to use, but in the long run, it's probably the better overall software. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.